Good evening. My guest, the musical choice, smooth jazz, television, okay, a Mandinka, as I have read, in Mande religion, always give credit to the source. So, okay. I want to read to you an excerpt from a book I written. The book is not well written at all, and is titled "The Return to the Center of the Universe: Proof of Extraterrestrial Being." And this book was done in 2006. It's the second version of Return to the Center of the Universe, which I wrote in a very rushed manner. Okay. In the fall of 1979, during an English class at New York City Technical College, the class was asked to do an assignment, an essay on whatever we wanted to do. I did an essay on the origins of the universe. I was influenced by musicians Sly and the Family Stones album, There's a Riot Going On. In that album, a song named Time, particularly a word universe, where I began to think of myself as a universe. John Lucia's music of the 70s, Rick Wakeman's title to an album, Journey to the Center of the Earth. Not that I didn't enjoy Wakeman's music, the jazz fusion music of the 70s with artists like Chick Corea, Stanley Clarke, and Lenny White, and not to forget Al Di Meola. By the way, I'm wearing a hat because I have to keep my head warm. If I sneeze my head off. I don't like hats, but hey, I have to live with them, so I guess learn to like them. In my theory of the world, I place myself as the universe, the sun and the black woman in the center. Although I did not explain in great detail in the essaying class, I tried to practice it. It did not work, but I got to understand some things that led to a world beyond. Haha. A new universe. Before all of this, I spent many an evening watching the sunsets from Wanstead Terrace in Barbados, where my uncle played. There's a riot going on. Every day for a year, I lived there in his car to work in the day and night, playing music in the band. When I visited Barbados in 1975, my uncle Anthony was still playing the tape. The Family Stones album's Fresh was also played a role in my thinking. I saw the contradictions in the different worlds I thought the Family Stone came from, and it seemed similar to mine. Sly sang that there was no need to follow, and so I did not. I returned to the center of the universe, trying to create new universes constantly. When I graduated from Baruch in 1987, I decided to go looking amongst the Mande people of Africa. I had seen hints of my cosmological effort in Hindu literature regarding the oscillating universe, and amongst Native Americans regarding a poem I had written about a woman in the seawater, which has to do with Quetzalcoatl. But a woman called Nozaki, sitting in the back of a yellow cab on Broadway around 23rd Street in Manhattan, looked me in the eye, and I decided to go looking in Africa, because as I said in the first version of The Return to the Center of the Universe, I do not look Hindu or Native American. So I went amongst people who look like me. Hey. Also, I am not, there are little adds-on to this book that might not be. In other words, I'm not quoting this book precisely for every comma and dot. Okay, I was taken back by these findings, but I decided after I finished school to go and look amongst the Mande, because a school friend and later a cousin, according to him, and that is late Paul Webster, told me I looked like I was from the Bambara. Said I would look as though I was from that part of Africa, Senegal, and I asked him what were the name of the people. He says like the Bambara. Haitians always spoke French to me too, so I figured Paul could be onto something, because I look at the part of Africa which was colonized by the French, Senegal, and saw the Bambara. And so I told people I was a Mandingo. I told the Africans in the African club I was in at Baruch in the late 80s that I was Mandingo. One asked, Mandingo what? Do you know what Mandingo is? He was a Yoruba of Nigeria. I hope he's still living and doing well. Okay, I found amongst the Bambara in Mande people that the priests interpret live from music. That's what I was doing with all those musicians I mentioned earlier. I found that the Hogan, the priest of the Dogon, that they're the sun. I found amongst the Dogon a simplistic drawing of the universe. A woman is the center of the universe. I found the man who surrounds a woman is the star of a woman. I think I found this in Ivan van Sertima's book Blacks in Science, Ancient and Modern. It is called Nyan Tolo. Hoping I got that right. Nyan Tolo. When I discovered this, my mind altered as though I had taken a mind-altering substance. I left the library in Jamaica, New York, and decided to head for Barbados, which I did on April Fool's Day in 1987. I sought solace in the skies in Barbados. Before I left New York, though, I had seen some strange moving lights in the sky. I remember when I was a teenager, about 16, most likely close to 18, I was walking home one Sunday night, and as I got to the fourth gradient from the sea through a track that passed a small Methodist church with a few graves, I noticed this dim light ahead of me, not too far, most likely as high as a helicopter, moving and stopping, heading south, and then it took off at tremendous speed, going to the heavens in a curved manner southeasterly, abruptly disappearing. Okay, I've seen many UFOs since then. God only knows. I have them on YouTube video. But on September 28th, 2010, African Ancestry discovered that I was of Mandinka of Senegal, the Tenni of Sierra Leone, and the crew of Liberia. At least that's what my genetic matriarchal lineage is closest to, and is on the X chromosome. Now the commonality amongst the Mandinka of Senegal and the Tenni of Sierra Leone and the crew of Liberia is that they're Mande people historically stretching from, of course, Senegal right down to Liberia. Have a nice evening. Can we all live more civil? Good night.